Hey guys, what's going on? My name is Daniel Cross, and today I want to talk to you guys about Call of Duty Black Ops 3 supply drops and this system that is kind of causing a lot of attention and a lot of negative feedback for a very good reason. And I want to go over this because of my latest case opening. For those of you guys who don't know, I did a live stream where I opened $300 worth of cases. I did $100 off stream and $200 on stream, trying to get the 5 new weapons. The first case opening I ended up getting 1 new item, which was the Fury Song Sword, and 3 duplicate items of things that I already owned. The next set wasn't really that good either. I ended up getting 2 new items and 4 other duplicate items. So I was a little salty by that, and that's somewhat that is fueling this video. And I wanted to discuss my results and my experience with the supply drops, as well as the system and the flaws to the system, to hopefully get some changes to be made. So we have to kind of go back a little bit. We need to go back and look at where the supply drop system came from. For those of you guys who don't know, it was in Advanced Warfare. It was first introduced by Sledgehammer Studios, and if I remember correctly, Michael Condrey tweeted that the supply drop system was not his idea. It was actually Activision's idea, which is the publisher. It's basically the dad of the company. They're like, hey, you're going to put that in that game or we're not going to fund you. And that's kind of how that works. So you can't really not listen to the biggest publisher ever. As a studio licensing underneath them, you kind of have to do what your dad tells you, right? You just have to do it. So they put him in the game, and what they ended up doing was giving weapon variants. Now, weapon variants were a little bit different. Weapon variants were something that made the gun stronger. So you had the normal gun, which was like the BAL, for example, one of the assault rifles in the game. You ended up getting like something like the BAL Obsidian Steed, which was one of the strongest guns in the game, and if you didn't have it, you were at a severe disadvantage. So the supply drop system has been around for a while. We thought it was kind of cool. We thought it was interesting. I kind of dropped off the radar with Advanced Warfare. I wasn't really feeling it. As a sniper, I really didn't like the jetpacks and other things like that, so I really kind of stayed away with it, and I didn't really experience the full pay-to-win in effect as I should have. However, with Black Ops 3, the system was introduced yet again, and at first we thought it was kind of cool because you have crypto keys, whereas you don't actually have to purchase the supply drops if you don't want to. You can play the game and you earn 1 to 2 crypto keys per match, and then after you get enough, you can open up commons, then you have the rare supply drops, and each one gives you guys a chance of getting an item. Now, it's worth noting that the amount of time that you need in order to play to get these cases is a lot. There's people that have played for 10 days and they still haven't gotten a single weapon. I believe there's a close to 15 total weapons or something similar to that in the actual game at the moment. And if you have 10 days played, you've earned a lot of crypto keys and you've opened a lot of cases, but yet the odds are against you and you still may or may not get these new items. And at first we thought these items were pretty cool. They were basically only cosmetic, and I want to thank Treyarch for that, because I feel that Treyarch is not necessarily responsible for where we're at right now. I think it's on the company of Activision kind of pushing out, saying, hey, we can make more money if you guys make these items more valuable. However, that becomes very dangerous rather quickly, and we can get back into a system like Advanced Warfare. So the bigger reason why I'm speaking out against these is there's about a couple, actually, and I want to list those. I spent $300 in the recent opening. I did end up getting 14 items total, 8 of which were duplicates, something that I've already owned, 6 of which were new. And if you do the math on that, that's about $50 for the new weapons a piece. And that's pretty bad odds, in my opinion. You're paying $50 for a game that costs $59.99, and if you bought the season pass, well, you're a little bit, you spend a little bit more, and you're still not guaranteed the weapons. So there's some flaws to this system. The flaws are the random number generator. This is something that you see in Counter-Strike, where you basically purchase a key, you can open a case, and you get a chance of getting a weapon camo. Counter-Strike's a little bit different, though. They're only cosmetic items. However, they have an online market. The rarity of these items changes by quality, and they're worth money. You can actually sell these, I'm not kidding, for hundreds if not thousands of dollars. With Black Ops 3, once you spend your money, it's gone. You're never going to get that money back. And one big point that I don't think people understand, the new Call of Duty comes out in 2016. I don't think you guys are going to be using your weapons that you're spending money on in that new Call of Duty. So you're going to be spending hundreds, if not thousands of dollars trying to unlock these weapons, and you won't be able to use them for the next 8 months, if not that. I think we're close. The next Call of Duty comes out in November of 2016, so we got a little bit of ways to go, but every month that goes by, that's less time for you guys to use your new weapons and get the value that you paid for it. So when it first came out, they were cosmetic only. I liked that idea. I thought it was cool. And then they started introducing weapons. Then the weapons we noticed weren't that strong. So it's like, okay, we're kind of in a gray area here. You get these like kind of interesting weapons like the crossbow, for example, or the Marshall 16 shotgun pistol. The pistol's very strong up at close range, but it's not really vital. You know, if you're running around with that and you get caught out, you'll probably die, and it takes a little while to reload after you fire that first shot. The crossbow's kind of in a similar case. The arrows are kind of hard to aim. They arc. They are a one-shot kill, however, so if you are good with it and you do get good with it, it can be a good gun, but it wasn't really something over the top at this point, right? So we're just kind of like, hey, it's all right. So recently they introduced, I want to say they introduced the HG40, which is the machine gun that you guys saw in that first gameplay, and it's really a bad version of the Kuda. So the reason I really wanted to discuss this is there's a couple things that are going bad with the supply drop system. You're not guaranteed an item regardless of how much you spend. You have a risk of getting duplicate items, items that you already own. That's something I mentioned before. And then the lifespan of the game is working against you too. Like I said earlier, you're going to pay a couple $100, you're going to get an item, you're going to use it for a little while. It's not going to be a strong item, it's not going to be a powerful item. It's just going to be something that you're going to use a couple times and then you're going to move away from with the new Call of Duty. So there needs to be something to change in this system. T. Martin, I believe, stated he spent $1,700. So that's $1,700 for those of you guys who are unaware, and he is still missing some of the items. I've spent $700 total, personally. I've had no reason to hide this as a content creator. That's something I want to share because I feel that if you guys have a reasonable expectation on how much you guys have to spend to get the items, at least let me do that because I have ad revenue. I can make the money back from videos. My videos aren't nearly as popular as some other people like T. Martin or Ali, for example, but I will make some of that money back, so it's okay for me to take the hit for you and kind of give you guys a warning on, is it going to be worth you guys spending $100 on the items? I've said before, if you want to spend 10, 20, that's okay, but the idea there, that funds the idea of them being popular and that it's working. And we need to come up with a solution in order to change the platform. There needs to be either a way to purchase the items outright, or you need to be able to purchase them through the CryptoKey system. As in, let's say, you know, one of the guns could cost $5,000 or something. You know, that's going to take a significantly long time for someone to earn through playtime, and it will probably encourage people just to spend, you know, $10, $15 on the item itself, whatever they price them at. So there needs to be alternatives. Otherwise, it's going to turn into, hey, we have guns behind a paywall. It stops me from creating videos. It stops you guys from enjoying them because you have to spend such a large amount of money to earn them. And not only that, you guys run the risk of getting duplicates. I remember at a point I had 5 out of 6 items, and the only item I needed was the sword. And I knew, mathematically, I was just like, it doesn't make sense for me to try to get that 6th item. I'll be spending, you know, $100, $200 for the chance of getting a 1 out of 6 item. More than likely, I'm going to get a duplicate item. There's 5 items I already own, and why would I want to waste my money trying to get an item I don't have? So the system works against you guys in multiple ways. Getting the duplicate items, the more items you get, the higher chance of you getting another duplicate kind of comes into it. And not only that, you do have to spend a lot of money to do this. And I really can't get behind a system where I have to spend 3 to 5 times the amount of the cost of the game to get an item that isn't actually strong. I don't want pay to win. I don't want it to go down that road, but if we're spending hundreds, if not thousands of dollars, at some point you have to understand the studio is kind of like jerking you around a little bit, Activision's kind of jerking you around a little bit, and it needs to stop somewhere. We need to actually get value for our money, we need to get something out of it, and we need to get something in return. So I think the real options and the options I would like to see are items that are easily obtainable, that within a reasonable price, that you can purchase outright, that you don't have to gamble to get. That's something that could potentially kill Call of Duty in the future. Anyway, guys, if you want to help support this video, if you want to spread this video around, let me hear what you guys have to say, or if we can come up with a better solution, let me know in the comments below. Anyway, guys, this is Cross, and I'll see you tomorrow with another video. As always, take care.